I open them pages, they talk to me.
Come on now, bro, walk for me.
Urban Gorilla, that sauce on me.
Yeah, I was shy, pay the cost on me.
He the boss man, he got up on that cross for me.
He the boss man, he got up on the cross for me.
He the boss man, he got up on that cross.
Yeah.
I open them pages, they talk to me.
Come on now, bro, walk for me.
Urban Gorilla, that sauce on me.
Yeah, I was shy, pay the cost on me.
He the boss man, he got up on that cross for me.
He the boss man, he got up on the cross for me.
He the boss man, he got up on that cross.
Eso es.
Muy bien.
Tremenda familia. Cosa más hermosa.
Pásale, hermano, pásale. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo estamos?
Todo bien.
Todo bien, gracias a Dios. ¿Eres un puertorriqueño? Sí. Bueno, ¿y tu papá también, tu abuelo? ¿Vienen de sangre indígena? Sí, muy bien, bendito sea Dios. Ok, lo que estamos haciendo aquí, hermano, y gracias por tu atención, ok, lo que estamos haciendo es que estamos predicando la Biblia de acuerdo de historia, arqueología y profecía, que nos dice que los israelitas verdaderos de Dios, los que pertenecen a los pactos, los mandamientos y todo, la palabra de Dios, son los indígenas, por ejemplo, los taínos, los puertorriqueños. Y entonces, ¿qué es lo que significa eso? Que usted, hermano, tienes un tremendo deber de guardar los mandamientos y tener fe. Supiste que Yahweh, llamado Jesucristo, fue enviado a los israelitas y nadie más. Pero las iglesias nos enseñan que fue enviado a todo el mundo. Pero sabemos, con profecía, con la palabra de Dios, que eso no es cierto. Porque el europeo, el gabacho, el gringo, el hombre blanco, él tiene control de este mundo. Es el dueño de los bancos, es el dueño de los Estados Unidos y de Puerto Rico. Por maldición, porque Dios nos envió la conquista. ¿Ves? Te puedo enseñar muy pronto antes que te vayas unos versículos, si nos da el tiempo. Gracias, hermano, gracias, lo agradezco.
Este es del libro de Deuteronomio, capítulo 28, versando el versículo 1.
¡Aleluya!
Si de veras obedeces al Señor tu Dios y pones en práctica todos sus mandamientos que yo te ordeno hoy.
Hermano, disculpe, ¿cómo te llamas?
Gustavo,
yo me llamo Naqay. Ok, continúa.
Dice, entonces el Señor te pondrá por encima de todos los pueblos de la tierra.
Mira, sin tocar la Biblia, ¿estamos por encima de todos los pueblos de la tierra?
La gente de Dios.
¿Eh? La gente de Dios, los puertorriqueños, los indígenas. Estamos por encima de todos los pueblos de la tierra, del chino, del árabe, del europeo.
Bueno, yo creo que somos iguales todos, ¿no?
Bueno, no somos iguales. La palabra nos dice que somos una gente especial, una gente que pertenece al Dios más altísimo y que las otras naciones no son nada. Pero mira, con todo respeto, hermano, te digo que tenemos el cuerpo lavado, porque fuimos criados bajo una doctrina que no es de nosotros. La iglesia católica no es de nosotros. Vino con la conquista, que no. Sí, es cierto. Nosotros somos los hijos verdaderos de Dios. Sin tocar la Biblia, hablando de deportes, hablando de música, hablando de comida, hablando de vestido, de ropa, somos lo mejor. Los indígenas, los puertorriqueños verdaderos, los cubanos, los dominicanos, los haitianos, mexicanos, colombianos, todos los que vienen de sangre indígena por este lado del mundo son lo mejor de este mundo. ¿Supiste que tú eres un rey de este mundo, hermano? Por sangre eres un rey. Y tu hija es una princesa, por sangre. Sí, no, es cierto, es la verdad.
Este es el libro de Deuteronomio, capítulo 7, versículo 6. Porque tú eres pueblo santo para Jehová tu Dios.
Tú eres pueblo santo. Santo en esa palabra hebreo, santo significa santificado. En otras palabras, separado. ¿Ves? Ustedes, nosotros, los israelitas, deben de ser santos.
Así es.
Pertenecemos a Dios. Pertenecemos a los mandamientos, la palabra de Dios y Yahweh Shai, llamado Jesucristo, que fue crucificado para nosotros. Nosotros no tenemos nada que ver con el chino, con el gabacho, el europeo. No tenemos nada que ver con el árabe. No, ¿verdad? Pero mira, te vamos a enseñar. No te apures, hermano, por favor.
No, es que es verdad. ¿Sabe?
Jehová tu Dios te ha escogido para hacerle un pueblo especial, más que todos los pueblos que están sobre la tierra.
Más que todos los pueblos que están sobre la tierra. Hermano, Hermano, lo que quiere ser ella, ella ya lleva un poquito de tiempo aquí.
She's the main character here. It's not even him. So
Who's the main
fact that
character
you're-
of the world?
The little girl.
Who's the
the
main
fact
character?
that you haven't even addressed her.
You know you're being really rude. I'm talking to this brother.
Gracias.
No, mira,
No, es que de
un
verdad.
versículo más. Esto es por el amor de Dios.
No, y por eso.
Hazlo para Dios, no para nosotros.
Es que no es eso. Es que me
Ecclesiastes.
confundo cuando hablan de que nos dividen y ahí.
Pero eso es lo que dice la palabra. Te puedo enseñar eso en el Testamento Nuevo. ¿Qué tal?
Me voy a orientar un poquito más. Con todo respeto, ¿sabes?
Te puedo enseñar eso en el Testamento Nuevo, hermano.
Gracias.
Lee esto.
No, nada personal.
Claro que no, pero tú eres nuestro hermano, por sangre, eres un israelita. Y es bueno en creer eso, que las otras naciones no son iguales. Nosotros somos una nación apartada y te podemos demostrar con arqueología y historia. Es un hecho, hermano.
No soy ignorante, pero pues.
Pero por eso estamos aquí, para enseñarte la verdad.
Está bien, en otro momento me voy a leer.
Libro de Eclesiastes, capítulo 12, versículo 13. El discurso ha terminado, ya todo ha sido dicho.
Ajá.
Honra a Dios y cumple sus mandamientos.
Honra a Dios y cumple sus mandamientos. Princesa, hermanita, tienes que honrar a Dios y cumplir sus mandamientos. Y tener fe en Yahweh, llamado Jesucristo, que va a venir a salvar los indígenas. Tu papá, si se pone a guardar los mandamientos de Dios.
Dice, porque eso es el todo del hombre.
Eso es el todo del hombre. Más al punto, eso es el todo de los israelitas. Eso es el todo de los israelitas.
Así es.
Es nuestro deber obedecer a Dios antes que los hombres, antes que la iglesia católica, antes que la iglesia cristiana. ¿Que no?
¿Habla español?
Brother, hey brother,
Vaya, lo pastes.
can I talk to you for a second, brother? We can have a conversation? Okay, cool. So what we're out here doing is we're teaching that the real children of God, by blood, history, prophecy, archaeology, the real children of God are the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian man, woman, and child.
That's right.
On the father's side, Israelites, right, and Afro-Americans. And with that said, what that means is that the kingdom belongs to us, the laws, the promises, the crucifixion, the sacrifice of who the world calls Jesus Christ was made for us. And it wasn't for the whole world, right? 'Cause we know when it talks about worlds, there's different worlds in the Bible. The world that God only cares about, that he sent his son to be sacrificed, is the world of Israel. If I may ask, brother, where's your father from and your grandfather? You're so African from what part of Africa? Nigeria? All praises. So more than likely, you are an Israelite, because there is still, to this day, a large population of so-called African peoples that keep the law, keep the commandments, and believe in the Most High God, real name Yahweh, right? And you come from that because of the North Atlantic slave trade. We know that in Western Africa, that's where the Europeans predominantly, and the Arabs, and other African nations, who we identify as hand today, had a hand in selling our beloved brothers, forefathers, into slavery. You know that's prophesied in the Bible, did you know that? Let's get it. What's your name, brother? I'm sorry? Oh no? Oh no. My name is Naqay. Yes, sir. More than likely, you're from one of the 3 Southern Kingdom tribes, Judah, Benjamin, or Levi. Huh? Oh yeah. Are you Igbo? What tribe are you from?
Probably heard of it. Robo.
I'm sorry? Robo. Okay. Well, let's do this. Get 1 John 4 and 1. Get 1 John 4 and 1. Real quick. Because check this out. Thanks to slavery, thanks to the conquerors that rape, rob, and murder our people, we now have to identify each other by asking questions. Where do you come from? And furthermore, I have to test your spirit. I have to ask you, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this priest? What do you think about this history? And if you really vibe with that, if you really rock with it, and you connect with it, more than likely you're an Israelite. the fact that you stopped says a lot, bro. The fact that you stopped to listen.
That's right.
Because this word is for a chosen few. Okay? The Most High is not trying to make everybody get it.
That's right.
Book of 1 John, chapter 4, and verse 1.
Right.
Beloved, believe not every spirit,
Believe not every spirit.
but try the spirits whether they are of God.
Try the spirit whether they are of God. That's what we're out here doing. Trying the spirit. And by all means, brother, ask me questions. Engage with me. Because that's how we build. That's how we learn. And we're in a time of real spiritual building. You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't look like a so-called 100% indigenous man, but my father's line goes back to that. But see, you would know that, this is just a statement, no disrespect, a brother would know that if he talked to me and engaged with me and investigated. We got to try the spirit, right? Go ahead, go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24.
Right.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
They shall be led away captive unto all nations. Because the Bible talks actually at great length about our people being dispersed through slavery. Right? Get James 1 and 1. Hold that.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. You want verse 1?
Start at 1 and 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
Because, check this out. The churches, Catholic Christian Church, talk at great length about this being for everybody. But when we go into the Bible, in the New Testament, it's talking about a dispersed people, a captive people, a people that need salvation, and a people that's going to get destroyed. Right? If this was for everybody, why did Yahweh, so-called Jesus, say that he was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel? When you go into the Greek word for house, that's talking about a nation of people. I can't just go to China and say I'm Chinese now. I might be able to be a citizen, I might hate it, but I can't be a true blood Chinese man. Right? Same thing, bro. James 1 and 1. Go ahead.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Diligently, daily, study the scriptures, study the law, have faith on a daily basis. Go ahead.
to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day,
Right? Like not eating pork, not eating abominable foods, not committing idolatry. Right? We worship and serve the true and only living God, Yahweh, in the name of his Son. Right? We have no need for idols. We serve the only true and living power, which you are a part of. Right? Scriptures say you're the apple of his eye, bro. You're a special man. Right? So you got to walk that way and come back to God.
Right.
Go ahead. All right, well, Lord willing, right? After everything we say Lord willing, because it's not up to us, right? That's right.
that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Above all nations of the earth, bro. Let me ask you something. Aside from sports, aside from movie and TVs, are the so-called Negro, Afro-Americans, and indigenous peoples above everybody on the earth right now?
Yes, I think that's contextual. Depends on where you look.
Give me an example.
I mean, like, what is your category for being above?
Well, let's talk economically.
There is a particular billionaire from a country. His name is Dangote. One of the wealthiest men in the world.
Okay, so let's do this. The point, let me make a real important point. The Most High God deals with nations, okay? So as a nation, as a conglomerate, as a nation of peoples, so-called Negroes, Afro-Americans, indigenous of the islands in Central and South America, as a people, because those are the Israelites, all told, are we above everybody on the earth as a superpower? No, right? That's just being honest. Check it. We don't even have to touch the Bible. Let's talk economics, right?
Right.
We gotta go to the government to get loans, government assistance, government housing, Section 8, WIC, right? We have to go to people that aren't of our nation for everything. Very little of our people actually hold the so-called height of the book, right? But the Chinese, they got a superpower government. They got nuclear weapons. The Russians, they have trillions of dollars. They have superpower military. Europe, NATO, EU, America. Where in there are the indigenous peoples and the Afro-American Negro man, woman and child? Right? We're in the spotlight, but that doesn't mean a damn thing because we don't run the media. We're jumping out of the gym like Jordan, but it doesn't matter because none of us really own a team. None of us own the NBA. We don't got it like that, right? To this day, it's really the same old song. But we've been brainwashed to think that that's sufficient. That's enough. That's the height of the hill. That's what we need. When in reality, we're the best peoples on this earth.
Right.
This earth is made for us and it belongs to us.
Right.
Keep going.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Here's the opposite though. This is actually the state we find ourselves in now. Because we aren't above all nations. So where are we, right? Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All right. We clearly don't obey the word of God as we should, because we have Catholics, Christians, Seventh-day Adventists, Southern Baptists, Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, all these other factions, all these other derivatives of the true word of the Most High God. We're mixed in everything except the word, the way it should be understood and followed.
That's right.
Right? That's just facts. We got the Bible Belt, southern states, where our Southern Kingdom brothers like yourself, are mixed in with Christianity and Southern Baptists and all that madness. Right? Trying to save people that put them into chains. When God himself said, you are a special people. You have nothing to do with these other nations. Hold up. We got one more precept.
You know what I was going to say? After this, I would have to really give me what to think about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
Verse 68. And the Lord.
This is prophecy, right? So you're very familiar with history. You're very familiar with what happened to our people, both indigenous and Negro people, so-called Negro people.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The Lord shall bring thee into bondage again with ships. Because with the original Egypt, by the hand of Moses, with the power of the Most High, we walked out of Egypt. We walked across the Red Sea. You know that story, right? We walked. So this is talking about going back to Egypt with ships, okay? And not only that, but that word Egypt in the Hebrew is matazari, which represents being between two hard places, two straits, a rock and a hard place, right? So essentially, America was Egypt, Rome was Egypt, Greece was Egypt, Persia, Babylonia, Syria, Egypt, right? Slavery, non-stop slavery for Jacob, us.
Says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
You're not going to see the original Egypt again. The Most High God promised, and when the Most High God makes a promise, it happens. He said, I'm not going to send you back to the original Egypt, but I'm a damn sure send you back to slavery. Right? Because you won't obey my word. You won't have faith. You won't keep my law. So you know what? I'm going to put the white man on you. I'm going to put you into bondage. I'm going to have them come collect you out of Western Africa, put you on slave ships, and bring you to America. After what? After the Romans sacked and burned Israel, Jerusalem, the temple, in 70 AD. That's facts. Right? And where would a Negro man, so-called Negro man, go to hide and escape from white men? Into Africa, where there's other brown brothers. And you settled into Western Africa for approximately 2,000 years, and then here comes the slave trade. Right? And then you get brought to America, aka Egypt, where there's nothing but Egyptian symbology. You're not an unlearned brother, you know. America is full of Egyptian symbology. Obelisks, pyramids. What the hell is that doing in America?
That's right.
Right? The dollar bill. Got the pyramid in the back. It's deep. It goes deep, brother.
Absolutely, like I said, I'm definitely going to look into this.
Let him finish. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let him finish that.
It says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You're going to be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
In Egypt, you're going to be sold to your enemies. Go ahead.
For bondmen
Slave men
and bondwomen,
and slave women,
and no man shall buy you.
no one is going to redeem you. Right? God decreed, I am not going to let you be saved by any other means but Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ.
Right.
It didn't work with the Black Panthers. Right? What happened? COINTELPRO. The white man came in and dispersed and destroyed the Panthers. It didn't work with Martin Luther King. He integrated his people into a burning house and he got killed for it.
That's right.
Right? It didn't work with Malcolm X because Islam is garbage. Islam was created by the Jesuit Catholic priest to stabilize Arabs in the Middle East.
Right.
Muhammad was a white dude. He wasn't even Arab. That's facts, right? We keep trying to reach for other means to get out of this hellhole. Except for turning to the Most High God and His only begotten Son, who, by the way, is a black man.
Right.
There's no way in hell the only begotten Son of the Most High God is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white boy from Europe. The Bible says he is a dark, melanated man with eyes of fire. You know why? Because he's had it up to here with this world. Right? According to the time that's in heaven and the time down here, it's only been 2 days since he's been sacrificed, since he's been crucified. So he's up there in heaven, living on the right-hand side of God, ready to take off. He's waiting for the green light. And when he comes back, it's not going to be anything nice for these so-called white people, these Asians, these Arabs, all these nations that had a hand in destroying our people. Right? He's not coming back with hugs and kisses and roses. He's coming back with a sword and to divide people. Right. So you want to make sure you're on the right-hand side of God. All right? You want to make sure you get right, clean your garments, which means keep the law, have faith in who the world calls Jesus Christ, his real name, Yahushua, which means He delivers. The name of the Father is Yahweh. And you have no other business doing anything else really. Work your job, do your thing, but make sure you're keeping the law and having faith, man. You're a child of God and a prince, a king.
Right.
All right? Don't forget what you heard today, bro. Naqay. It means liberated. All right. Be safe. Shalom.